we're following this morning's breaking news on a cancer diagnosis for the former chancellor of UW-Madison. We'll share what she had to say. And the president marks the passing of a bipartisan gun bill 40 days after the mass shooting at a Texas elementary school. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Former UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank says she will not be taking on the role as president of Northwestern University after being diagnosed with cancer. The announcement came on what was supposed to be her first day as president-elect for Northwestern. Blank served UW-Madison for 9 years, announcing her departure last fall. Blank says the diagnosis is, quote, aggressive, and that treatment would make it impossible to carry out her duties as president. In a letter to the Northwestern community, Blank said, quote, as heartbreaking as this is for me, I take solace in knowing Northwestern is in great hands. Despite the news, Blank says she remains excited for the Northwestern community. The Wisconsin DOT says the new Beltline flex lane will open this week. Officials say the extra lane between Whitney Way and the I-3990 interchange is scheduled to open to traffic on Wednesday. The flex lane is designed to provide additional lanes during peak travel times and will usually be open during the morning and evening rush hours. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Julian Seawright has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Not a bad day out there.
Not too bad, but for some of us, it's been on the soggy side. As we're taking a look at our radars right now, we've been watching some showers that have been in development over the past couple of hours here. But as you can see, it's starting to inch its way closer to Dane County. We could see a couple of showers lingering in. Not going to be overly heavy, though. Just a quick little rinse as we get into the rest of our afternoon. Now, this is a part of us being, in the marginal risk of severe weather. So we do have that 1 out of 5. Not really going to be expecting for storms to really fire off for us, but a couple of pop-up showers or thunderstorms are going to be expected as we get into our afternoon, but we'll time that out later on. But as of right now, we can see just outside of us, it's really just on the cloudy side, and it's quite muggy as well. Still dealing with a bit of humidity, which is really going to be fueling in the chances of us to see some showers later into the afternoon as well. But looking ahead, we will start to see just a little bit of clearing, but that's not going to be until later into this evening. Outside of that, folks, it's going to be a warm one, and it is going to be muggy as well, as we're still going to be having plenty of moisture in our atmosphere. We'll talk much more about what else to expect in a few moments, but until then, back to you, Mark.
I mean, muggy it is, that's for sure. Yeah. Thanks, Julian. President Biden is calling for more gun control laws, even as he marks the passage of the biggest gun control measure in the past 30 days. Skylar Henry has more on the president's comments this morning from the White House.
The White House invited survivors and family members of mass shooting victims to join President Biden on the South Lawn as he celebrated the passage of a gun control bill.
Because of your work, your advocacy, your courage, lives will be saved today and tomorrow because of this.
Congress passed the bill in the wake of mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde. But the ceremony comes 1 week after another horrific massacre at the Chicago suburb of Highland Park.
Now's the time to galvanize this movement, because that's our duty to the people of this nation. That's what we owe those families in Buffalo, where a grocery store became a killing field. It's what we owe those families in Uvalde, where an elementary school became a killing field. That's what those families in Highland Park, where on July 4th a parade became a killing field.
The White House says it's also celebrating the 21 executive actions President Biden has signed to address gun violence, including a ruling on ghost guns, requiring the homemade guns to have serial numbers so they can be traced. An assassin used a homemade gun to kill former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe last week. Some gun control advocates have criticized the White House event, saying there's nothing to celebrate because more laws are needed to protect Americans. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
One of former President Donald Trump's biggest allies is agreeing to testify in front of the January 6th committee. Former Chief Strategist Steve Bannon says he is now willing to cooperate after months of ignoring calls to testify and facing contempt of Congress charges. The committee is scheduled to hold 2 more hearings this week, one tomorrow and one in prime time on Thursday. This week's hearing is expected to focus on white nationalist groups and how the former president responded while the Capitol was being attacked. Wisconsin Assembly Majority Leader Jim Steineke is resigning before the end of this month. His resignation comes months before his time in the Assembly was set to end. Steineke says the reason for his early departure is due to the legislative session ending in March. He says there'd be nothing to do before the new session begins, so he is instead stepping into the private sector as soon as possible. He previously announced he wouldn't seek re-election this past January. Two extremely infectious strains of COVID-19 have become the dominant strains sweeping across the country, and a growing concern is the number of people getting reinfected with the virus. The second infections are being reported as case numbers increase across the country. While the symptoms are often mild, a new study that tracked 40,000 people who got COVID at least twice and found each reinfection creates a new opportunity for serious health risks. Right now, Wisconsin's 7-day average is about 1,200 new cases a day. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon, including the latest on the baby formula production ramping up again. That and today's top business headlines just ahead.
Attention homeowners, we're looking for 50 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler, your trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. Avoid a lengthy remodel and stay under budget as we transform your kitchen in style in as little as 2 days. Choose new door and drawer fronts, countertops, and more. Our design consultants not only make it easy, they make it fun. Be one of 50 homeowners who call now and receive special savings. Free installation on your cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest, no payments. Senior and military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
It's the final week of Steinhaffel's biggest 4th of July sale ever. Save 35 to 75% store-wide. Plus, get great deals on hundreds of bonus buys in-store and online. Like this Queen Beauty Rest mattress, only $3.99. This reclining sofa, just $4.99. A queen bed, now only $7.49. A 5-piece dining set, now just $11.49. So hurry in and save big during the final week of Steinhaffel's biggest 4th of July sale ever. Relax, it's Steinhaffel's.
When we needed new doors and windows for our home, we were looking for someone we could trust.
We've done the bargain brand windows.
What we loved about Next Door and Window is that they were different.
We really loved their educational approach.
Call 844-600-NEXT. 50% off your installation.
Businesses along the Highland Park Independence Day parade route were allowed to reopen Sunday, nearly a week after the mass shooting that left 7 people dead and dozens injured. HP Strong was written on storefronts and street corners. Production of baby formula is ramping up again at Abbott Nutrition's Michigan plant. Damage and flooding from severe thunderstorms forced the facility to halt operations in mid-June. That was just 2 weeks after the factory reopened following a months-long shutdown over a contamination issue. The closure contributed to a national shortage of baby formula. Abbott says its special formula for infants went back online July 1st, but it's still working to restart production of Similac products. Thor: Love and Thunder stormed into theaters over the weekend, taking the #1 spot at the box office. Studio estimates show the movie earned $143 million across North America in its opening weekend. The movie bumped Minions: The Rise of Gru into second place, and the summer's mega hit Top Gun: Maverick held the 3rd spot on its 7th weekend to a total of about $597 million. The Tom Cruise sequel is set to cross the $600 million mark by today, making it one of only a dozen films to ever achieve that. That is your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York.
All right, let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down 64 points. The NASDAQ off 208. The S&P 500 is down 32. A quickly growing wildfire in Yosemite National Park is threatening some of the largest trees in the world. About 500 firefighters have had to try to control 2,000 acres of flames in blistering heat and difficult terrain. The fire is so intense it's creating updrafts powerful enough to launch debris into the air. In the past 24 hours, the fire has nearly doubled in size, and officials say they've not been able to contain it. Weather much quieter here. Cloudy today, maybe some showers moving in. Otherwise, relatively calm week ahead. We'll have your full forecast coming up after the break.
The kitchen is the heart of the home, where memories are made and recipes come to life. So why not have your dream kitchen with cabinet refacing and more from Mad City Kitchens? Choose gorgeous cabinet finishes like Cascade White, Oak Gray, and Chocolate Pear, with soft closed doors and drawers installed in as little as 2 days.
I mean, everybody's in the kitchen, so you just want to make it useful and comfortable, inviting, and that's how I think our kitchen is.
Now, 50 homeowners will receive special savings with free installation on a cabinet refacing project with 18 months, no interest, and no payments. Senior and military discounts. You'll be compensated for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
I don't want to hear any more of these lies about reckless spending. We're changing people's lives.
The liberals in Washington sure are changing people's lives. Soaring inflation thanks to reckless spending and record gas prices due to cuts in U.S. energy production. Senator Ron Johnson is fighting back, working to hold Washington accountable for its spending and waste and restore American energy independence to lower prices at the pump. Tell Senator Johnson, keep fighting for Wisconsin families.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
It's a mealtime staple, but it's also one of the foods most likely to make you sick.
Tomorrow we're sharing advice for keeping harmful bacteria out of the ground meat you eat.
Are we gearing up for another heat wave, and when can it arrive? Tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Naomi Coates uncovered a dental care crisis affecting hundreds of people with special needs.
I can't find a dentist. Nobody will take him.
Now, state officials are pushing for change.
Thank you so much for covering this.
On News 3 Now follow-up investigation, tonight at 10. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this Monday. Hello to you.
Hello, just for today, and then off to Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. I am really excited about the weather forecast. Normally, when I go to this show, I'm either walking around in mud up to my knees, or we're walking around like we're on the other side of the sun. So this looks like pretty moderate temperatures for the big event that's going to be just outside of Loyal in Clark County. Rail Acres and Rustic Occasions are the hosts. Rail Acres is a registered dairy herd that is using robotic technology to milk cows. They just installed those earlier this year. And Rustic Occasions is their home barn that's now turned into kind of an events facility. They host weddings, graduations, etc. So a lot of different things that you'll be able to see if you want to join me at Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. Starts tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., concludes Thursday at 4 p.m. wifarmtechnologydays.org is where you can find all the details. And I'll tell you, if you are a horse enthusiast, then you really want to find find some time to be up there. They are going to have a 10-horse pyramid hitch. Now, I don't know anything about horses, but this one, according to Danny Meyer, who is with Meyer Farms, the ones that kind of dreamt up this configuration, it's goofy. It's not really for work. It's only for show. They have one horse in the front, and basically it's like bowling pins with the other horses following behind. What I think is really interesting is the skill it takes to drive that team. You have to use all 5 fingers on both hands to kind of give the commands to the horses, and they're working with about 40 feet of line from the driver all the way up to that lead horse. When they make a turn, they have to deal with between 5 and 8 feet of line just to make all those corrections. It takes 2 people to steer it. So if you want to see the 10-horse pyramid hitch, make sure that you're up at Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. They're performing every day in the equine arena. Barrel cheese today down a penny at $2.17 1/4. 40-pound block cheese was unchanged. Double A butter up another 3 cents today at $3 a pound. Not a bad price to leave you on for this Monday. But Len, like I said, I'll be back on Thursday with all kinds of details, I'm sure, from the show.
All right. Enjoy yourself. Sounds like a fun time.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Pam. Let's head over to the Weather Center now. Julian Seawright has a look at some rain coming our way.
That's right. It's just entering the western parts of Dane County as we're talking as of right now. And we've been monitoring this over the last couple of hours. So just a small little cluster of some showers that really swept through much of southern Wisconsin for us. But overall, that's just how it's going to be throughout much of the afternoon for us. Not many of us are going to see any kind of rainfall at all. It's going to stay rather dry and cloudy, but for others, we could still see a bit of that rainfall. Now, as we take a look at what we're seeing, just tracking that one little cluster just outside of Dane County, it's starting to move itself at about a northeasterly pace. So we're going to see a bit more showers start to inch its way closer and could even get in its way into Madison. But for right now, it's mainly to the southwestern side. As we take a look, we do have a marginal risk for seeing potentially any storms that could be strong or severe here in southern Wisconsin. But the likelihood of that is rather low in terms of confidence. But thanks to all the high humidity that we have here in southern Wisconsin, well, that's also going to be giving a little bit of an edge for us to see a bit of showers. Just won't be very widespread, especially as we get into our afternoon. But right now it's feeling very tropical. It feels like it is in Florida for us, as we're seeing so much humidity here in southern Wisconsin. And since that warm front has moved its way out, now we are looking at that cold front, which is sweeping its way in. And that's really what's kind of activating much of these showers that we have been seeing. As we can see along the cold front and just ahead of it is where the showers are really starting to pop up for us. But as we continue throughout the rest of this afternoon, again, not many of us are going to see showers or even see thunderstorms. And as we go in throughout the rest of our afternoon going towards the evening, around the 5 p.m. commute, may see a couple of isolated showers again, but overall, we could even see some opening of our cloud cover and drier conditions as we go into tonight. But still, pop-up showers are going to continue for some isolated areas as we go into tonight. Then overnight, well, it's going to be dry, it's going to be clear, and then we go into our Tuesday morning. It's going to be another mild day, another humid day. However, temperatures won't rise above the lower 80s for us here in southern Wisconsin, thanks to that northeasterly flow, but we still have another shot because of all that humidity of seeing some more showers starting to develop into our afternoon and even going into our evening. But again, it's not going to be very widespread, and it's not even going to be very concentrated either. That's why we're still looking at very minimal amounts of rainfall here in southern Wisconsin. Some areas might not even see 1/10 of an inch. But if anything, it's just going to give us a quick little rinse of some drinks of water. But outside of that, folks, it is going to stay rather dry for most of us. We get in throughout the next 48 hours. Outside of that, our storm chances are for today and for tomorrow evening. And then we're going to be warm all week, and it is going to be humid as well. But we are going to be preparing ourselves for a bit of a honestly, it's going to be a heat wave. As we get into our weekend, we can see those temperatures just skyrocket into the 90s. And it's just not the surface temperatures we have to worry about, because now we're looking at humidity to be added into effect as well. So we're looking at temperatures to not just be feeling or on the surface at the 90s, but it's also going to feel quite muggy. And I guess Florida just wanted to move its way to Wisconsin, Mark.
Does not look pleasant, that's for sure.
Not at all. We get the Florida weather without the beaches. It sucks.
All right, thank you, Julian. Yep. Howard's in the Mr. Food test kitchen now and is doing something with mac and cheese that's all the rage.
When it comes to making dinner, I think there are a few things that we would all agree on. It's got to be easy, it's got to taste good, and cleanup should be a breeze. With that said, I'm so excited to share with you something called sheet pan cooking. And today, we're making one of our ultimate comfort foods, sheet pan style. We start by cooking some elbow macaroni like normal and draining it really well. While that sits, we combine some cheddar cheese soup, a good amount of milk, lots of shredded cheddar cheese, a bit of butter, and a few spices. After the cheese melts, we take the pot off the heat and slowly stir in a few eggs, along with our cooked pasta. Once this is mixed, it gets spread onto a rim baking sheet and topped with more cheese and some crackers that we mix with a bit of melted butter. When this comes out of the oven all cheesy, delicious, with the edges crispy, it's ready to cut into squares. So if you want to get in on the latest cooking craze, why not start with our sheet pan mac and cheese? And as always, to get the recipe, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a new twist on an old classic way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And a new and Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 608-270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What does your retirement future look like? With a well-built retirement, your future can look bright. Your financial home secure. Retirements are built here every day. Call now and start building yours.
Attention homeowners, we're looking for 50 homeowners who need a custom kitchen upgrade. Cabinet refacing by Mad City Kitchens dramatically improves the overall look and feel of your kitchen. From soft close cabinet doors and drawers to new countertops and a kitchen island. Create your perfect kitchen design and we'll install in as little as 2 days, backed with a lifetime warranty. Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers and an A+ rating with the BBB. Time's running out to be one of 50 homeowners who receive free installation on a cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest and no payments, plus senior and military discounts. We'll compensate you for your time. Last chance to call during this program and receive a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
It's Make My Mondays at Hy-Vee. This Monday, get Roma Pizza, only $1.88. Hy-Vee cheese singles, only $1.97. Hy-Vee butter, only 99 cents. And get a whole seedless watermelon for only $3.88. Monday only. And save even more during Red, White, and Fuel. Right now, save up to $5.34 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
I'm Tim Michaels. Commanding the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier was an honor beyond measure. America is a miracle of countless sacrifices from unknown patriots. Honoring that is our duty. But today, America is under attack by radicals trying to tear down everything that makes America great. This is a fight we cannot lose. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm running for governor to help save the America that those before saved for us.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement. So take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. 270-9933. 608-270-9933. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, how are you?
I sound bad, but I feel good.
Good,
Just a little congested. What do you got here?
This is a coneflower, because now it's getting into the hot part of summer, and we're going to start seeing things like black-eyed Susans and coneflowers, some of those other things. Daylilies are sort of on the edge. They're peaked. They'll start sliding out.
And these are great for pollinators.
They are great for pollinators. I had to shoo a bumblebee off this one before I brought it into the store.
Lots of different colors.
Lots of different, mostly reds and pinks, but there are a couple of whites. There's a bright green one that you can sometimes find.
Perennials.
Perennial, yes, in a sunny spot.
Okay, let's go to the calls. We'll start with Michelle from Belleville. Hi, Michelle. Michelle, you there?
Yes.
Go ahead. What's your question?
The clematis seem to be done blooming for the season. When do you trim them back, and how far?
So if you've got the big flowering clematis, the best thing to do is wait until spring. The flowers going to seed don't harm the plant in any way. And then in the spring, you'll see what is dead, and you'll prune back to some buds. The other type, like the ones that bloom in the late fall, those are the ones that you cut back to the ground.
Okay. All right, let's go to Deb in Cottage Grove. Hi, Deb.
Hi.
What's your question?
I have a lot of wild black raspberries growing along the edge of my woods, and I'm wondering how I trim them back and when I trim them back, because they're just a mess.
So black raspberries, the wild ones, are a little bit tricky. The cane comes up the first year and the second year fruit. So if you want them for fruit for yourself and you want the fruit to improve, the best thing to do is to take out the canes in the fall once they've fruited, and then let the other ones come up, because they'll fruit and flower the next year.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. Let's go to Nick now in Madison. Hi, Nick.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
Hey, I have an aloe vera plant that my father-in-law gave me, and when he gave it to us, it was doing amazing, but now it seems to be starting to wilt. Do you have any tips on growing that?
So a couple things to do. Make sure it's getting plenty of sun, so on a south or a west window. And the other thing is watch your watering, because aloe vera, like all succulents, like to be pretty dry between waterings. And so as a general rule of thumb, if your pot is, say, 4 inches wide, probably only needs to be watered once a month. Sometimes when it gets really hot, though, with houseplants at this time of year, wilting is caused by heat, so check your soil before you water and let it water pretty thoroughly between times when you put it in the sink and rewater it.
Okay. All right, let's go to Doug now in Stoughton. Hi, Doug. What's your question?
Yes, I have a squirrel and chipmunk problem. I'm pretty good with my plants when they're not digging them up and eating them. I was wondering what works to keep them away. I've tried quite a few different things, and it never works for very long, a day or two, when it's supposed to work for a month or 2 weeks.
Sure.
I do have a chipmunk in a pot of coleus right by my front door, and every time I turn around, like, another one has been thrown out. So I would use a scent repellent, and a granular one that you can put on the top of the soil. And given that you're watering your plants in containers on a pretty regular basis, you will have to reapply.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost all my lilies.
I think sometimes if you put things in early, you can often put a screen over it and let the plants grow up through the screen, you know, like chicken wire or something, and that will keep them out. But now that the plants are mature, it's kind of difficult to do that.
Right. And we should tell people you have, these are temporary tattoos.
This is Mendy. It's a henna freehand drawing. Isn't it amazing? From my son's wedding.
It's amazing.
They are beautiful. I don't know how long they're going to last, but they seem to be getting darker and not lighter.
Great work. All right. Thank you, Lisa. If you're on the line, stay there, Lisa. We'll talk to you off the air. We'll see you next week.
Yes, you will.
Here's Julian with one final check the forecast.
Well, folks, it is going to be humid, and it is going to be cloudy throughout the rest of today. We do have chances of seeing a couple of showers. Again, it's not going to be very widespread throughout today, but temperatures themselves will stay rather warm, and just be careful of that humidity as well. As we reach closer to the weekend, folks, be prepared for a heat wave coming into next week, as we're looking at the lower 90s and plenty of humidity as well. So it's going to be very unpleasant, Mark.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, some rain on the screen now. Must be raining out there. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.